And good morning, everybody. Hello,
Hello.
Jesse, Missy, Mike. Hope everyone's having a spectacular weekend. This week before we kick off the blockbuster, Jesse came prepared.
She did.
Which one is that? Is that Goliath?
Yeah, it's Goliath. I have almost all of them now. I'm missing just a couple of them, but they're so cool. I love these guys.
I like Brandy.
I am getting right into it.
And Mike's got one of them. There you go.
I have evil Goliath. I have his evil clone Thalog.
Yep. I have him too.
Created by Tim Curry's character in Gargoyles.
Spoilers for Gargoyles.
I had wanted to. My goal is to unbox them all, and I want to like hang them all somewhere in the house from the ceiling. I just haven't
that'd be cool.
decided where I can get away doing that at yet. So.
That is a solid idea. Mike, are you now sweltering is a question from Andy Joe. I'm assuming
it's actually not. It's not bad here. We're under like a heat warning, but I'm right by the lake, so the cool breezes. It's in like the low 60s.
Mike, bring him back up because I have my original one from when I was a kid.
You
got the OG.
Little comparison there.
And you got the ripped version.
It's a little more
Jim. Way too long.
A couple more points of articulation.
He's been working out. Yeah. This is all my old one does. That's about it.
You could do this. You could do that.
I wish I had all the original ones. Like, I don't know. Lexington's the only one that survived from my childhood. No idea what happened to the rest of them. At least I have Lexington.
They returned to stone somewhere. You got to move to the castle of the clouds. Clearly, in case you didn't hear, we will be discussing Gargoyles in a little bit. But before we get to that, remind everyone there's still time to register for the Sideshow Summer Blockbuster event starting next week, the 25th through the 27th. Go to side.show/blockbuster to register now and get yourself $5 in Sideshow rewards. You can also get $5 in Sideshow rewards when you register for Sideshow Con coming July 14th through the 18th. Side.show/con. Register now. Get all the hot tea and some $5 in Sideshow rewards. It's going to be here real quick.
Oh, before we know it.
And, I'm already starting to get to the point where I'm like, it's like July is going to be here. And then this will just happen.
It keeps throwing me off because, like I said before, I keep thinking it's later. I keep thinking it's like a week later than it is. And then I see 14 and I'm like, holy cow, that's 2 weeks into the month. That's like we're basically there.
That's realistically only what? 3 weeks? 3 weeks from right now?
You want a bad thing? I thought this week was Summer Blockbuster. I spent all Tuesday rushing to get stuff done, thinking it's
no!
Were you going to see Mike like, could you update the notes? What's going on with Blockbuster?
Mike's like, you slackers.
Get to work.
We have 3 weeks. Yeah,
we have 3 weeks for Sideshow Con. We have less than a week for Summer Blockbuster.
Yeah, but we got that. Oh, yeah, because we only have 2 weeks.
Yep. Nailed it. Nailed it. There's a lot going on.
We'll be busy.
Yeah,
we'll be busy.
What's
summer? Happening fast. Almost as fast as the daily deals are changing. Every day, new deals. Go to side.show/daily deals. They update at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon p.m. Eastern. Check them out every day to get some sweet deals on dope toys.
Yep. Hey, there's stuff for all of us in there today.
There always is.
Yep.
There always is. Yep. Don't make me start going shopping. I've spent enough. I've spent enough today.
Now I have to go look.
Go look at what's in there. I'm currently just on the what's new section, so I was just perusing.
There's a Flame of Anor for Mike.
Ooh. Oh, Shredder
because of last week's stream.
I'm very tempted by it's not on daily deals, but the PCS Last Ronin 1/10 scale.
I just saw that this morning.
Yep.
Because I didn't get the big one, and now that I've read Last Ronin, I'm like, man, I really feel like I need this now.
I was looking at that earlier today as well because
anything.
One of our next homework assignments right there.
Yeah, we'll be doing that next month. If you want to read along, grab yourself
I'm
Last Ronin.
about the sequel too.
Oh, nice.
Sequel.
I'm gonna
I'll
have to pick
read
those
that
up.
now. I'm invested.
It was buy one get one 50% off, so I figured why not.
Oh,
Nice.
dang.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna need somebody to send those to me so I know which ones I'm getting.
It'll be the Last Ronin. Usually they compiled in a trade hardback in a lot of places. I don't know if they've ever released a trade paper, but if you want to join us for that, we will be doing that sometime next month. It's just if you see it around somewhere, you see it on sale, grab it if you want to join along with us.
Pick it up.
Or if you just like a really good comic, because that is a really good comic. Especially if you grew up with turtles. It's a bit gut-wrenching at points, but very much worth the journey. Highly recommend. There'll be a lot of tears on that episode. You won't have tears if you sign up for our SMS alerts, side.show/SMS, notifications, exclusive discounts, and subscriber-only giveaways, including this week's giveaway, the Darth Nihilus 6-scale figure by Hot Toys. Sign up, side.show/SMS. Nihilus is all over the place now. We just did the preview for our premium format Darth Nihilus.
And statue.
And statue as well.
Yep.
Boy, that thing
Depending
is
on what size you want to collect.
Dwayne, I enjoy your comment of I like turtles.
Mhm.
That kid would be devastated by Last Ronin.
Right? Oh, yeah. He would not be okay.
The emotional damage that would create.
That kid.
Oh, boy. That face paint, it was about right. Also, if you're into rewards and video games, can I interest you in some phony phantoms? Side.show/games earn extra rewards by completing the weekly challenges that are updated on Friday. I don't know when that happens. Andrew Seco has a restraining order.
I think it's like Thursday night, isn't it?
Oh. I don't know. He won't talk to me.
Hi, Cody.
This week, you're getting a minimum score of 177. Oh, man.
Oh.
Killing 100 screaming bats, 50 pumpkins, and 25 horny eyeballs. No clouds
Never
necessary.
not be funny.
Kill them if you want. Kill them if you want. You don't have to. But you will get Sideshow rewards by completing the weekly challenges, which are updated every week, maybe on Thursday, maybe on Friday. I'm not sure.
I think it's late Thursday.
I'm not up. I'm already asleep. I'm napping. I'm trying to get to bed early. And the other thing that I'll remind or tell everyone about, next week we do have Sideshow Summer Blockbuster. There will be a Sideshow Cinema in there, a little bit toned down, more like the homework assignments, kind of a blend of the two. But we will be watching Jurassic Park, the summer blockbuster, at least from my youth. I remember this was so big.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you weren't around when this, or at least of a kind of a formidable age when this came out. It's hard to really understand just how damn big this thing was.
My chickens are very excited.
I had
to watch their ancestors
score on repeat. It lived in my little really cheap stereo thing. I was a freshman, I think.
Yeah.
I remember the toys, like Dwayne. I like dinosaurs. I remember the toys as a kid. Yes, Fletcher. We're all very excited.
Yeah,
they were just
very excited for the toys.
Some of the coolest toys. Like I loved the dinosaur toys. All the kids on the playground had them. If you were a cool kid, you had the Jurassic Park. Oh my God, Fletcher. Good Lord.
I was telling Rob last week I had an Ian Malcolm 6-inch action figure, and I have no idea what happened to him. He went to football games. He and Catwoman went to football games, and I shoved them into my bells because I was in the production section.
True, Mandy. I should have known better.
That is wonderful. But yes, we will be enjoying some Jurassic Park. Look forward to that. I believe Thursday we're going to do that next week as part of the Sideshow Summer Blockbuster event. So wait till then to talk about Jurassic Park, because today we're here for the Gargoyles. Season 1, the first 5-episode arc called The Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really easy watch. If you didn't watch it, these episodes are 20 minutes, but realistically, there's a minute of intro and there's 2 minutes of end credits.
Next time.
Yeah. Next time
on Gargoyles.
That's
So
that's what
realistically,
got me the
17
most rewatching this. I was like, wow, they kind of show you the whole next episode.
Yeah, the next time section. Next time on Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Here's all the plot resolution, which is great for children because, like, we're impatient at that age.
Right.
Around, get your little peek at what's going to happen.
JJ would hate it. JJ would hate it because they spoil everything. He wouldn't. Do not watch the next
Stop
time
it real
on.
quick.
JJ.
Change your channel back then.
Instantly. But if you had never watched this starts out, we open up on New York City. There's debris falling from a skyscraper with explosions going on. Everyone's looking up. You can't see what's going on because there's clouds there. And the cops roll up in this. I want to just talk about the detective's Cadillac for a second. That is the dopest cop car I've ever seen. The detective rolls up in a two-door, looks like a 1960s Cadillac with just a red light mounted on top, and puts that car in severe danger. And then we flash back to Scotland, 1994, and we get an awesome castle siege sequence that lasts a few minutes. I was like, yeah, no wonder I was so into the show as a kid, because it just goes right for it.
What I was thinking during this rewatch was like, this totally makes sense why I loved Gargoyles so much. Because during one scene where they're like flying through the city, it reminds me of Superman and Lois. And then it also reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. So I'm like, this is just like a big combination of all the things I loved as a child into one.
Yeah. I was struck. The thing that really hit me this time is just the quality. We talked about it briefly before this, the quality of the voice acting and the voice actors.
Yes.
Because right in the beginning, like I said, we see that little scene and it swaps back to Scotland. And then one of the first voices that pops out there is good old Clancy Brown as the Viking ruler. And I was like, man, I totally forgot that he was in this.
He plays multiple characters throughout the series.
We have 2 SpongeBob alum that pop right up.
Oh, Steve says there is a dance between Goliath and I don't remember that, but it gives off very Beauty and the Beast vibes.
A little weird.
Oh, right away she is smitten.
Don't judge, Rob. Don't judge. He's a handsome fellow.
He is gorgeous. And then
of all the Gargoyles, he's the hunkiest for sure.
It's the voice. And what was so funny, Mike, you said, have Alan watch it for the voice acting. And I think Goliath said 2 words. He's like, hey, we know him.
And here's Keith David.
But he's a handsome man. He is. He is. They make a very handsome couple, and I do love that Elise said during when they're walking through the park, she refers to them as, she's like, we're the only couple, so she's already thinking it.
I clocked that. Yeah, the only couple that doesn't have to worry about muggers. And I was like, oh, couple, huh? Okay.
Right. Head over heels.
We are moving fast.
This is my man and my man.
I mean, you gotta book him early. You don't want to get stuck with Brooklyn. Poor Brooklyn. He really got the short end of the stick there, didn't he? Horrible beak monster, horns. He's the ugliest gargoyle. I'd rather be Fat Broadway than Brooklyn.
And then you have Lexington, who's just like so little and cute.
He's adorable with his big eyes.
I totally forgot that Broadway was what's his name? Bill
Dauber?
Baker.
Yeah, Dauber. And
Patrick.
I think I don't know if I've told you guys, that was my nickname all through middle school and high school. Most of the people that I went to school with don't know my real name. They only referred to me as Dauber.
How funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really funny when he was in the stand and just said MOON. That spells, whatever. I didn't have to hear that for an entire year.
I feel like we need to bring that back. Group. Rob's name is now Dauber.
Yes. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see him in there. And like we said, we had Keith David, Jonathan Frakes comes in there.
What was my first comment when I was watching?
Yeah, that they made him look like
Jonathan Frakes. He looked like Jonathan Frakes.
Freaking
my mom
Xanatos.
had the hugest #1 crush because she was a very big Next Generation fan. She loved him.
Well,
did lifting his leg up over the back of chairs really do it for her? That sexy way he has it sitting down.
Where he takes chairs. It would have been great if
when
they
I
incorporated that
started
into Gargoyles at some point. I just like to see.
rewatching this, you said your mom had a big crush on. I remember I had a huge crush on Elisa in this, and I was like, I always had like crushes on cartoon characters as a kid. Like I was always like head over heels for cartoon, but I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, I loved her as a kid. That's right.
Cartoon characters and Muppets. Yeah,
Yep.
that's normal, I think, when you're a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I was like, oh yeah. Little Jessie thought she was super foxy. I was like, I remember now.
What did little Jessie think of the princess? That treacherous princess.
Oh,
in
that's
Scotland.
terrible,
Oh,
terrible
What
princess.
a bitch.
Hated that princess.
Real.
Horrible. I was like,
yeah.
I hope you do die.
After the Gargoyles defend the castle from the Vikings, the captain of the guard invites them to the dinner, and man, she could not be just more vile and disgusting to them for no reason.
She goes like, how dare you bring those beasts in here? As they have dogs rolling around on the floor all over their dining hall.
Right.
Like these
Man, lady.
They wear loincloths, so they have some sense of modesty. They're like, I need to cover my junk
monsters.
in public.
I mean, not Bronx, but
yeah, it's true. Bronx doesn't. That was the other thing that threw me off on this round, this rewatch. That they don't have names. They go over in Scotland that Goliath is the only one that has a name because he deals with the humans.
Yeah.
So they've named him Goliath. And they make a whole scene like, oh, we don't, what do you call each other? And he just goes, friend. Yeah, that's a beautiful sentiment. But the logistics of that, that's a nightmare.
Friend, which one?
Yeah. How do you tell a story about someone else?
Yeah.
How do you like, hey, we're sending friend to go do that.
Red friend
to go do that.
Yellow friend.
And you can tell like what a utility having a proper name is because the other Gargoyles frequently say Goliath.
Yeah.
Over and over they're saying Goliath. So they are using it. They understand its utility. So I'm surprised it took them that long to adopt names.
Yeah, and I love when Hudson.
They only needed it for the New York.
Yeah, that was it.
Well,
and man, they chose them very quick. Oh, we flew around for a little bit. This is who I want to be. This is who I want to be.
My favorite one is Hudson because he's so reluctant and he's like, fine, I'll be the Hudson.
Listen, I want to see footage of Ed Asner doing
Ed Asner.
Yes.
Is prominent as Hudson. Oh, I was trying to figure that out at first. I'm like, God, that sounds so familiar. Who is that? I pulled up IMDb. I'm like, oh,
but I mean, he goes a lot lower than his normal like register when he's acting, and it's very quiet. And I'm like, I really dig this. It's not like, you hear him later in his older years as in Up, and he just sounds like pretty much how he sounded in every live action thing that he'd ever been in. But he's very like, he loves his lazy boy.
That is wonderful when he does get to that.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah, that made me crack up.
What's he do with his tail? I've sat in enough onesies with tails to know that's very uncomfortable.
That's very true.
I did love that room is in the castle. So someone, when they moved the castle, was like, hey, let's throw some recliners in here.
Right. The TV.
Nice TV.
The TV.
And I loved when he was channel surfing and there was a very brief Lion King scene. Like, boop,
yeah. Oh, I loved that so much.
I forgot how good like the Disney animation for like a weekly kids cartoon was. Until watching
it has its moments where you're like, that's very reminiscent of like the He-Man era of cartoons, but then it's quickly back to
one of my
well done.
A close up on Demona at one point. I'm like, this looks too good to be on a TV show.
There's one scene where they show, oh, it's so gorgeous. It's so beautifully done, but it's when they're breaking out of the stone and the camera is like wrapping around, showing each one breaking out of the stone. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful scene. And it was in that moment, like during this rewatch, I was like, this animation is just, it's so beautiful and so
Mhm.
much thought. And like you say, Missy, like there's some spots that are but those really detailed shots make like you can tell the scenes that they really took like an extra minute with to make extra special. But
and the designs in general, like I love the way the castle on the skyscraper looks cool as hell.
Oh, it looks so good.
All of the gargoyle designs are great, I guess, with the exception of old Brooklyn.
I think he's cute.
Little haggard, but
it's not.
I love like the just even the little touches, the way they clasp their when their wings are folded and they're walking around, they kind of just they hook their little things together in like a relaxed pose, almost creating these capes.
Or when Goliath and Demona hug, and then their wings wrap around each other.
I was like, arms and wings hugs. That's gotta be the most soothing way to hug someone.
And the animation makes it look so natural. Like they just drape one another in their wings. But yeah, Rob, exactly. You're just like, oh my God, someone hug me with wings. Like that looks so comforting.
Here's the other thing, right? You know from the get-go she's trouble. Like,
and
it's like
they could not have made her
beautiful. And like this is all for naught. He's gonna get his stone heart broken.
Yeah, it's like that character design just screams evil too the entire time.
Yeah,
I don't know why she's got the crown on.
The glowing red eyes, Rob. Is that what gives it away?
She's the only one that's got red eyes.
Yeah. And like one of the most heart-wrenching like lines is that scene where he thinks that it's her that was crumbled, and he's like, "Angel of the night," and you're like,
yeah.
And then of course it's not, but that's a very well acted scene. I love that one.
I know why I don't mind Brooklyn's look. He looks very much like he could be
a Muppet.
Iris from Labyrinth. Like
yeah.
So of course
I don't mind his look either. He doesn't look like the rest of them, but I still think he's cute.
Doing his own thing.
I have him down here too.
You kind of hit on something else too. The writing in this show is at moments like
it's really very adult,
really good.
Yeah, I think it may have been done as one of those cartoons to give parents a break, like they can watch it and not feel like their brain's turning to mush.
Yeah.
I did make a note that the Viking leader says he makes the point to say he can't read as he's burning pages from the Magus's book, but then uses the word vex immediately after.
Listen, that was just in the timeline.
Really? You can't read, but you got a pretty nice vocabulary there, but
he heard it in campfire stories.
Yeah. Campfire stories. But people have said before, like this is one of those shows that has quotes that, like, if you just read the quote off, people be like, "Oh, that's got to be from something," and it's like, "Oh no, that's from Gargoyles."
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Pay a man enough and he'll walk barefoot through hell. It's like,
yeah.
It's like
swearing in a kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
Kid show.
Well, I'm going to end up watching the rest of these. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm already 5 more episodes in. So
nice.
Yeah. I almost kept going, but then my chickens distracted me. So, but no, Rob, you brought up that line, barefoot through hell. I remember as a kid, I was like, oh,
you said hell.
Ooh, they said hell, and
You're
I thought
in trouble
I was
now.
So badass watching this show that just said hell. Like,
I was like, damn.
What is it? 1994.
I was like, oh, they said damn.
Yeah,
that word.
It's very Shakespearean for a children's cartoon, and they only lean into that more when they literally introduce Macbeth into the cast.
Yeah. They have Macbeth in here, right? Because that's who voices that? I have
John Rhys Davies.
John Rhys Davies does Macbeth. It's like, what?
Who isn't like a one-off character? He's a very recurring, prominent part of the cast.
Since he's in 14 episodes, this thing. He's around. Yeah. I was also thrown. I wasn't sure if they threw I had to look this up. One of the someone at one point throws mook around, and I'm like, are you allowed to say that? Like, isn't that like a slur? I had to look it up. It's just informal U.S. for stupid person or incompetent person.
Yeah, it's in a lot of older movies.
I thought for sure. I was like, what did he just say?
It's very New York speak. Very like mob speak.
Got it.
Yeah, that I was like, man, I don't know if you can say that, but you sure did. But as we're also kind of saying, that the writing is not. This is not speaking down to children.
No.
And I always appreciated it when a program was doing that as I was growing up, because I grew up around a lot of adults and hanging out with aunts and uncles, so like people didn't really give me baby talk or any of that, anything like that. So I appreciated like, oh, a piece of my media is not treating me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but not to sound like the crotchety old man, but all the cartoons of this era, you had Gargoyles, you had Darkwing Duck, you had X-Men, you had Batman animated series. They all had that very high tier writing.
Yeah, they were all, and again, they were all very like parents could watch it with their kids, and everybody's happy.
Yeah. And I noticed that with this watch through, like you do have that really strong storyline, but then you have these little comedic relief breaks, which there's such a nice balance, which I think as a kid I didn't really appreciate, but when you grow, you're a lame adult, you're like, oh, like it's really strong writing, but then it also has these nice little like comedic relief breaks, which is a lot of thought to put into a children's show.
Oddly enough, I didn't notice it until watching it now. They seem to get those comedic things at the end too. Like right before they turn to stone for the night, someone gets like some one-liner in. The stone shocked expression of, "Oh my god, you just said that."
Well, I loved the Chinese food. Giants game.
Giants.
Giants. And then the Chinese food comment,
an hour ago.
About an hour later, I was hungry again. Like
make the others think about it all day.
Yeah,
I guess that's the other thing. That's a good question. Like, is that how it works for them? Are they dreaming, or is it just like they pick up right where they left off? In my head all day.
So
there's
here's
giants
what made
here.
me really jealous, right? I'm assuming like they get to go to sleep and they get really good rest, and I'm like, man. When the sun went down, if I could turn to stone and actually get a good night's sleep, that would be amazing. I would sign up for that.
You're also going to get pooped on all day by birds. So
I'll do it inside. It's fine.
It's cool. You break the bird poop shell off when you wake up.
Exactly. I don't know what a good night's sleep is. I haven't had one ever in my life, so I would like to experience that.
That's true. That's true.
But
yeah, no, you do.
Do you think they practice their poses?
Oh, I would.
They all lock in. They're all like,
yeah.
I'd just be popping the double finger, so I'd be ready.
I got my pose.
Or like mooning or something.
Poop on me, bird.
Oh my god, Mike. That's where my brain went, but I didn't say it, but you said it for me. So thank you. Check this
out. Direct yourself right to like the stairwell where the door opens, so the first thing people coming to the roof see is just a gargoyle ass.
Like lifts the loincloth and everything. Just loosen it.
Man.
I got a really exciting email just now.
Oh, about gargoyles?
I thought for sure my Scarlet Witch was going to get delayed again. I actually got an arriving soon email for Scarlet Witch.
Wow, congratulations.
There you go.
Stoked.
Very exciting.
I did also notice on this one, they do a good job because you flash back to Scotland and you do the whole story arc where you find out why they get frozen for 1,000 years. And it really kind of plants the seed because in the beginning, Goliath is very trusting of people. Doesn't, he accepts them with their faults, but always sees the best in them. And then you get that story arc in Scotland where, oh no, the humans have the people he trusted the most, the captain of the guard, betrays him. All of the gargoyles are wiped out, which again, very dark for a children's show.
Oh yeah.
And none of the eggs survived.
No. Oh yeah, you find that out when they wake up. They're like, oh yeah, all those eggs are gone.
Like Princess was like, oh, all of a sudden,
We'll
I'll be
watch
a good
them like our
person.
own.
We'll take care of them. We didn't know how to raise baby gargoyles, and they all died.
She tells Goliath
Yeah.
that she'll take care of them like her own, and then you find out 1,000 years later, like, oh, they did nothing.
Yeah.
Once they turned into stone, they didn't.
What
help you
is
at
the
all.
life expectancy of a gargoyle? Are they immortal? Do they have a life cycle? Like,
I don't know, because it's interesting because when they do turn to stone, as we saw with Goliath, when he got hit with that tranquilizer dart, it completely rejuvenated him. Like it's almost like it has
his hand cut.
Yeah, exactly. So do they have a prolonged lifespan because they get this amazing sleep every time they turn to stone?
And I like what Steve's saying there. I do like that the betrayal was not telegraphed, because you think it's going to be the princess or the magus, and it turns out it's the captain of the guard. And we find out near the end, Demona was the other part of that.
What a perfect name for that bitch.
Yeah. So there's some like they really lock in it. Like, oh, Goliath's trust is in shambles.
Yeah.
Poor Goliath.
But then he's fine, because he's like, hang out with the police chick. It's everything's fine.
It is.
He's got a new lady. So
when he has that fight with Demona, because they haven't seen each other in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
They're introduced. They have like a little chat, and they get into a fight, and he's like, "I'm gonna go see my friend."
Well, yeah, and then he saves her over. And I remember as a kid, I was like, "Oh hell yeah, yes. Forget Demona. You save your new girlfriend. Forget Demona." So love it.
But I think that's going to be the rewarding part now on this rewatch. Obviously, I really enjoyed this as a kid, and I felt like I was grasping most of the concepts and plots. But I think with adult eyes, there's going to be other like little things that you notice, plot setups. I think there's going to be a lot more to take in. I guess Mike can talk about that since he's 5 episodes ahead of this now.
Yeah,
too.
Seriously.
I guess you're enjoying it.
I mean, you have to get to the episode of Brooklyn and his motorcycle, which is pretty bad.
Oh yeah,
they carjack that guy. In the I think it's episode 4, they steal that guy's motorcycle and then blow it up immediately.
Well, and it's so silly. It's so silly because he's like gliding like next to the dude's ear, not thinking is gonna be seen. And then that whole thing happens, and he's like, "I didn't mean to be seen," but he's so cute and innocent. Like you believe him. Like you know he didn't mean to do anything bad. He's just curious.
He's like 6 feet tall and probably like 300 pounds.
So here's another thing, and I don't want to use the word bothered, but this is like the goofy Pluto debate, right? So they can all talk, and then you have Bronx, who is a gargoyle puppy. Like
gargoyle dog. Who can't fly.
Correct. Right.
Can't fly or talk.
Yeah.
Oh, when Hudson
they can't fly either, Rob. They glide.
They glide.
I believe
unless you're going to a helicarrier, and then they fly.
Then you would definitely fly.
They were riding some weird currents. It's fine.
Well, when Hudson picks Bronx up, you need to have a little bit of flight capability, because that's a heavy dog. That is a heavy gargoyle dog, and you can like see the struggle where Hudson's just like, "Oh, this freaking dog!" Like,
I do think you have to lose weight.
And I don't know
Hudson has any room to talk.
He had momentum from the train. Yeah,
that is a giant dork and plays Disney Emoji Blitz. There's occasionally a gargoyle event. There are 3 gargoyles in the game. It's Demona, Goliath, and Bronx. I only have Goliath. I have not unlocked the other 2 yet. But I mean, so Alan watched the first few episodes with me, and then he had a pick, and Goliath was one of the possible picks, and he picked him.
It's like Goliath. Going Goliath.
Yep.
Nice.
He is just such a good character. He's just the perfect, like, noble kind of hero that you're looking for. And then, like I said, you do see these betrayals, and I really hope that I mean, you do see him kind of being hesitant to trust Xanatos, but I mean, honestly, that guy's given off bad vibes from the
get-go.
And again,
Xanatos.
they remind me
It's
of
the ponytail,
Superman.
Never
And Lex
trust a guy
Luthor.
with a ponytail. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
like
90s especially.
a Lex Luthor
Like,
type.
Yeah, like Xanatos gives off
Mhm.
major Lex Luthor vibes, and then you have Goliath, who is this, like you said, very noble, very trying to find the good. And so to me, it's very Superman and Lex, and then you have in this like cartoon, it's the detective, but very Lois Lane-esque. So the whole thing, I'm just like, yeah, no wonder I was obsessed with this show. And then, I loved the Sega game. That was one of my favorite games growing up as a kid. Like, God, that game was so good. So all the Gargoyles was just such a big part of my childhood. Like, love them so much.
Yeah.
Game was fantastic. Yes, it was.
Did anybody read I think I saw it on IMDb that it was supposed to be a comedy cartoon first, where
It was
the
originally
Gargoyles
pitched.
would like drive.
Have you seen the concept art for the original Gargoyles?
No.
No.
Be thankful they changed it.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting.
Very,
I'll have to look that
Goliath
up.
wasn't even a character originally. He came much later.
No.
Yeah. It was much more comedic. Bronx looks horrible. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this one, I would not have wanted this as a comedy. Like, if this had the same kind of tone as like Darkwing, I probably wouldn't have.
No,
been
that's
interested in
the
show at all.
tone is what made it so unique. Like,
Yeah.
you really, like, as a kid, you really felt like you were watching something serious. Like, it just
They
had
were
a very
inspired
different...
by Batman. They were very,
yeah. You can
as it shows in the
see that.
show, they are very inspired by the
Yeah.
darker, more adult tone of the Batman series.
Yeah. And listen, I love Darkwing Duck, one of my favorite cartoons, but I just appreciate that this has such a significantly different tone than a lot of the other kind of Disney animation that we were getting at the time. Because obviously we talked about, obviously Batman having a slightly more mature tone. X-Men obviously was dealing with all kinds of stuff too. But this still feels kind of separate from those. Like it does seem to strike its own kind of tone in here.
It does. And Adriana, I have not read the comics. I have very much wanted to. So if anyone has read them, have you read them, Adriana? Or if so, are they good? Because I've been very interested in reading them. And Steve, I can absolutely see that happening with Lexington. That makes sense. So, Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
But yeah, that was the thing. They were dealing with, wow, I'm sorry. Something just updated and popped Teams up in front of my face for some reason. That's fun.
Even when it's on the thing, it still pops it. Yeah.
Yep. I have them, but haven't read them. Oh.
Yeah, I'm very curious about them. Because the art looks amazing. Like, I've looked at them many a times. I just haven't picked them up and read them yet. So
they're actually written by the same guy that did the show, though. They're considered to consider.
Cool.
They skip over the Goliath Chronicles and they kind of pretend that doesn't exist. The bad third season.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a continuation of the first season.
Do they?
I haven't read them
personally, but do they go back at all?
I was a hardcore Gargoyles fan. Gargoyles fan in here, so they're supposed to replace all of season 3.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was curious if they ever went back too, because watching this, seeing some of the other Gargoyles that are going to be smashed to stone, there's some pretty neat little like character designs, and I would have enjoyed seeing stories. I guess it's hard since no one has a name until then. But I would have enjoyed seeing stories from like when they were in their heyday. There's one gargoyle in the background that's got like this whole metal chest,
I was
like
just
a half
gonna say
chest
that.
piece.
The chest piece armor. Yeah.
I want to hear about that.
Rob, it's so funny. We're always drawn to the same because I was just about to mention him because I was like, for a brief second, you see this super badass gargoyle with like a metal chest piece, and I'm like, who's he? What does he do? Well, what happened?
Yeah, it's in there for like a flash, like a split second when they're doing one of the big battle sequences, or it might be when they're all waking up. But yeah, I was like, who's someone with a metal peck? Like, I want to know about him.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I am curious why the Rookery died, though. It's like you're saying, like, did they just smash them? Like,
Right.
They kind of just like, oh, the eggs weren't there. You're the last.
Did not keep them at the right temperature.
Yeah, did some of them make it out? Like, are there? I guess. Well,
did somebody
Did the
mistake
mama gargoyle not
eggs
sit
and
on them long
make
enough?
them?
Like, I mean,
Did they have gargoyle omelets? I mean, how desperate were they for food?
Demona wasn't. She's not stoned the entire time, so she's just out in the world. So I'd put that on her. She let them die. She let them babies die.
Oh yeah, that I wouldn't put that past her.
It was her job. Yeah, she gets really. She's a dark character. I do like that Goliath calls her out on that, because she calls Goliath, "Oh, the years have changed you. You're softer now," and he throws that back at her just a couple scenes later. Like, "Oh, the years have changed you. You're harder," and then that's his.
Yeah.
I'm off to see my friend.
Bye.
Go see my buddy, my detective. I do also love the way they show them kind of learning about the world. It's very innocent, and I think that's where some of my favorite like comedic beats came from. Finding out what a detective is and the judicial system and all that.
Oh yeah.
Aww,
and he throws that at Xanatos when Xanatos is like, "I need you to help me get my disc back," and Goliath is like, "Maybe you need a detective."
Oh yes,
and like Xanatos is like, "Oh,
stumbles over Detective to Xanatos." Yep.
Yes.
I will say,
I love
too,
that.
since watching it, I've looked at those statues a whole bunch more times on the thing.
Yes.
They're
the PCS Goliath and Lexington statue.
Yeah.
Little Lexington down there.
Those are my two favorite gargoyles right there. Those are my two. Those are the biggest one and the smallest one. Like that. Those are my favorite. So that is dangerous.
Wingspan.
Yeah, what are the measurements on that thing?
They're
Do you know what those are?
I actually have the page pulled up.
No. You'll know.
Width 39.5 inches.
The width on this is so over 3 foot wingspan for Goliath.
Holy
32 inches high.
That's huge.
39.5 inches wide from, I guess, the furthest out little bony tip there.
That is nuts. Oh yeah, 32 inches high, 39.5.
Oh man, that's giant.
So
it's bigger than my dog. I can't buy it.
Is it bigger than my dog?
And to put things into perspective, right? The Broadway and Bronx statue, there's 2 gargoyles on one statue sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
It is 17.5 inches wide.
No.
That seems. I would have expected a lot more width between those two.
Yeah.
That is adorable.
Wow.
It really is.
Bronx is kind of adorable. I wonder if they'll get to Hudson. I would like a
Yeah,
Hudson.
if you go to the Goliath one, they have him in a silhouette.
Oh, do they?
One of the last pictures in the gallery shows how they'll all fit together.
Hang on.
Oh,
I'm going.
Oh my god!
I love that there's little eyeballs with or without pupils.
So it looks like Hudson will be with Brooklyn.
That horrible gargoyle Brooklyn. Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't put Hudson and Bronx together. Just at the yeah.
Oh, those would look great together like that.
Oh, they'd look so good.
It's huge, though. It's huge. I do wonder if, since the way it looks like they're kind of positioning them to all almost fit under Goliath's wing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, and it makes sense, right? Enveloping his family.
Yeah, and I believe that's how he's positioned. Yeah, on the castle when they turn to stone, he's always up. He's like up at.
It's cool though because the bases make the top of the castle all together.
Yeah, so it looks like they're all meant to kind of fit together that way. So you have Goliath's wingspan kind of covering all of them, and the bases so that's fitting together like the castle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I'm a little in love with that.
Yeah, because like at first we were talking about like a 3 foot wingspan. I'm like, man, that's too much space. But then if you think like, okay, they're all in in that span. That's suddenly
Right.
is
They're
less of
in
a,
that space.
yeah, it's not such a huge ask.
Look, that would be sick as a mantelpiece over the fireplace. It would. It 1000% would.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the hood of my truck. That'd be cool.
Then you could have authentic bird poop.
Dining room table centerpiece for Thanksgiving. Boom.
Yeah.
Taken
Yeah.
care of. Let the family know what you're all about.
Steve says put it on my tombstone. Yeah.
Just leave it there.
That'd be epic too. Man.
Oh, I do want to see all three of those, all that whole set now put together. Man.
It's a statue, not a deer. Jeez, Jesse.
There you go. Instead of a coffee table. This is where my coffee table would go, but it's actually just my gargoyle table. Enjoy.
Man, it's so cool. Like it's such a clever design. But yeah, Rob, you're right. Like when you hear that how big it is, you're like, holy cow. But then they've encompassed all the pieces like to fit within that parameter, and it's pretty clever. Clever design.
Yeah.
That's like $5,000 for the set, right, Steve? We don't talk those numbers.
Yeah. That sounds like my wallet's problem. We're not on speaking terms anyway, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a great set.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's about. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I noticed or wanted to discuss about this show this time. I was just really enjoying it, and I was. Again,
me too.
We talked about how when we did Spider-Man, how those were like really easy to digestible episodes. Everything went real quick, and the same for this, except the episodes were even quicker because they are shorter. Because, like we said, those breaks, the intro, and then the last 2 minutes of like spoiling the next episode.
Yeah.
So realistically, like I said, 17, 18 minutes per episode.
Yeah,
I was surprised every time the "to be continued" popped up. I was like, "What? Wait!" And then I remembered as like a kid, because you had to. I remember the wait as a kid, every week. That's what I said. I was like, "Dude, is this where my anxiety started? Waiting for the next Gargoyles episode, because those were some intense cliffhangers where you're like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?"
Yeah.
So they did a great job,
Yeah. It was, and it's really, I really appreciate the way they did the first 5 as just like one kind of story arc to really kind of set you in there and put all the pieces on the table and get everything positioned right. Because by the end of the 5th, Xanatos sucks, Demona sucks. There's robot gargoyles.
Yep.
The detective has a crush on Goliath, and probably the same the other way.
Vice versa. Yeah.
And you get a pretty good feeling for how their personalities are all going to interact the rest of the Gargoyles, including Hudson's love for television, which, of course, why wouldn't fall in love with television?
Yeah.
But
the Skynet Gargoyles. Yes.
Skynet Gargoyles. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, robot gargoyles. If you could have built those, I'm still not 100% sure why Xanatos wakes them up.
Was it just to
see if
I was trying
robot design? Like
I guess I always felt like he was trying to take something from them for like their regeneration powers. But then when I watched this, I was like, oh, I just put that in my head, I guess, because that's not.
That would make sense.
Why?
Yeah,
he's just a bad guy being a bad guy.
Isn't he descended from the mage or something? He buys the book. Maybe they'll get to that, but yeah, in this first 5, it's just that he's like, oh, I bought the Magus's old book and read the story and wanted to see if it was true.
Yeah.
Which is that's a lie because he knows it's true because he knows Damone.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what it is. It's a partnership with Damone. What does she bring to the table? I guess there are motivations that they flesh out later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
But it was so good. I enjoyed it so much. And again, super easy to watch.
Yeah.
It went down way too smooth.
Oh yeah. I was in 7th heaven last night. As I watched them last night, it would be fresh on my mind, even though I've I have rewatched the series before. It was quite a while ago.
That was the other one that I loved. Him explaining the floppy disks. He's like,
oh yeah,
oh,
that was super clever.
They're tablets with thousands of magical spells on them.
Yep.
That works.
I thought that was a very clever way of explain, because it would have bothered me if he had just left it without trying to explain and get him to understand what the discs were. So I was like, that's a very clever way of explaining it to someone who has no idea and is only familiar with, the magic spells and things like that.
Yeah, because you get that reference during the first battle, and you're like, oh, these must be sorcerers. Look at the weapons they have.
Yes.
I also noticed that everyone shoots at the ground in this series. Missed bullets go by feet.
The child's cartoon, Rob. They can't be getting shot in the chest.
Yeah, there's no chance of anyone getting a shot in the chest. It's all ankle shots. They're all going for them toes.
Well, and the Gargoyles' main method of fighting is just throwing people into hay carts. They smash so many hay carts in that.
They throwing one person into another person.
I had a question. So during the scene in the alleyway, does Goliath kill those guys?
Oh, for sure.
Because it seems like he snaps their necks, and I didn't really remember that. But it seems like he snapped their necks.
He kills those guys.
Throws them in a garbage can, doesn't he? Throws them in a dumpster. I don't remember what it is.
While the detective is just super enthused with vigilante justice in that moment.
They're just sleeping, but without stone.
That's what Goliath is like. This is what happens. Like, you guys just go to sleep and you wake up later and you're fine, right?
Oh yeah, and I love that she's like, oh yeah, come here in this alleyway.
Yeah, she
lures them in, and then Goliath
no worry about consequence.
To get beaten. Yeah, there's a surprising lack of other police in this series, because even during like
just her,
the Central Park, like, there are multiple active shooters in Central Park, and they blew up a boathouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. The boathouse.
The old exploding gas cans. Don't shoot a gas can; it's gonna explode.
They had so many gas cans in that boathouse.
Oh, so many.
Like, why'd you guys put 10 gas cans in the corner?
Okay, here's my question: when does she sleep?
Oh, she doesn't.
Because she works all day, and then she hangs out with the Gargoyles all night.
That got
She's
me
just doing like speed or something. How is she staying up?
That got me.
She needs to be there for her new man. Like, she's all hyped up on love.
Yeah,
because she stays there the entire day, and she even they even explicitly say that she's been sitting next to Goliath the entire daytime. And then right before he takes off, he's like, "All right, we'll see you later tonight, huh?" Like, she needs to sleep.
and she's like, "Okay."
When you have when you meet somebody new and you're totally smitten, you don't need sleep. You're just gonna down more coffee and like, you just want to see that person or gargoyle or whatever it may be.
Would have crashed hard.
She could have napped like against him during the day.
Aww.
She might have snuggled in there and taken a little nap.
She's kind of like, it looks like she's waking up when he wakes up.
Okay, well, what about the fact that she's investigating a high-profile case and no one knows where she is all day long?
I did think about that.
But not check in with the precinct? I mean, this is a very high-profile case with a billionaire
who's moved a castle on top of his skyscraper.
Yeah.
Oh, are we going to talk about the logistics of that spell and how oddly specific it is?
It's very.
And how does he transport them? At what point do they turn back into flesh? When the very last brick is placed?
Oh.
Because they clearly didn't assemble that castle in one day.
No. I mean, I would assume it wouldn't be until they're placed back in their places on the top, and then the sun hits them for the first.
But how would the spell know their places when they were turned into stone? They weren't in the castle. Yeah. They were in some field.
Oh.
Well,
that spell doesn't know that spell doesn't know they're assigned seating at the castle.
It's that thing we have to shut off your brain.
Exactly, Adriana. The engineering for that building to hold up the castle.
Yeah,
dude. Also, what I thought as an adult, which
they're just taking chunks of it, in a helicopter. That's gonna fall to pieces.
I
That's
never
not
thought
structurally
about
stable.
these things.
Yeah.
But yes, Adriana, when they showed it up there, I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
like
that
that's a
looks cool.
strong building.
It's not going to work. It is. It's weird because they show like the skyline of New York City several times, but they never seem to show the castle, like that building.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing like the whole thing, and I'm like, well, I should be able to see, because they would have the Twin Towers in there, and you see the Empire State Building, and I'm like, at some point in one of these shots, shouldn't I see that giant castle building? The castle
Taller than
skyscraper?
all of them, reaching into the clouds.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
into the
I
clouds.
want to know the logistics of the bathrooms. Did they build toilets for the gargoyles, or are they just shitting outside the building?
The modifications
Go
that
off
they
the
made
side
to
of the
that
building.
castle, because Xanatos does have he took the time to build in a secret gun compartment up
Yeah.
there.
And it's just press and go.
Press and
Guns
go.
ready to rock and roll. I was like, he's
Spring
done some
loaded.
stuff. He's done some stuff to the castle.
That killed me. That moment, I was like, okay, we're gonna hide our weapons in the stone. Okay, I mean,
took time to install this secret gun compartment. I've set up a
I'm
little
thinking, like, when you
TV
think
room
about
with two
castle
chairs.
stones, shouldn't they be like really thick? Like,
Yeah, Adriana,
Anyway.
it sounds like you need to contact like the architects of
contact Gargoyles.
the Gargoyles castle, because
Yeah.
if it can hold up a castle, they can figure out how to hold up all of your books,
Right.
for sure.
I have the IMDb page open. I just noticed there one of their taglines: "Stopping evil, stone cold."
Oh, I saw that yesterday. I was like, oh, yep, okay.
Sure, great.
I was like, oh boy.
Yeah,
Great.
geez.
That wasn't.
I had the coolest toy. One of the toys as a kid, like it was Goliath breaking out of stone. Like it had like a plastic stone like that went over like the figure, and then you
Okay.
like squeezed his legs, and then the stone popped off, and it was like one of my favorite. They were some of the coolest toy designs. I loved them so much.
I want to see what this is. Mike made an overly
I know what
Star
I'll be
Trek
looking for at
actors.
the next Steel City Con.
Oh, this shows all the
Wow.
portrait people that appear in Gargoyles. This isn't even all of them. These are just like the main people you'd recognize.
Yeah.
There's extended
Wild.
ones with like people who have been in both. But these are like your main characters.
I'm sorry. What do you have for Bronx there?
I didn't make this. This is off the internet. I don't know what that is.
It looks
J-
like
maybe JJ can tell us. I don't know what that is.
Is that a crab?
I'm sure it's some Star Trek
It's
creature.
like a tribble or something. Yeah, there's a
Wow,
lot of
that's
them.
pretty nuts.
And wait, what's first?
Next gen.
So they were all working on next gen and just like, we'll do some VO work over
Let's
in
do some
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles. Yeah.
There's got to be a carryover, like a producer or someone that was tied to both. I can't imagine them just being like,
Yeah, 'cause
or
that's
maybe
a
the writers
lot
are
of
just like, we're
characters.
huge Star Trek fans.
I
Bring
love
on as
it.
many as we can. Yeah, it's a bunch and some big roles, like Mike is saying too. These are not like small characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold Stone's a recurring character. Puck is in quite a few episodes. Yeah.
Well, Frake's actual wife plays Fox. There you go. Yeah, that's such a weird series to have be so interconnected and intertwined.
Yeah.
It could be
That's
something
cool, though.
like, the stage or, places could have been located really close to each other. Like a lot of that weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
They're recording
like
the
sound
voice
stage
acting
to
for next
record
one.
is here, and then the recording studio for Disney or whatever.
They hear some voices. They're like, "Hey, we like that. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Busy?
You wanna
You want to be a
voice a
gargoyle?
Yeah.
A gargoyle or something? I don't know.
Oh well, there we go. Look, Steve is on this.
Yeah, Steve is just a well of information.
Multiple Star Trek
Unintentional?
unintentional. Wow.
Oh, unintentional, really?
And then they were like, "Hey, we got 2. Let's keep going." Why not?
That's interesting.
I just copied and pasted from the wiki. That'll work.
Thank you for your honesty, Steve.
Yeah, but he looked it up. Like,
yeah,
he's been a wealth of knowledge like through the whole thing. He was very excited about
absolutely
Gargoyles.
Should be. It's a great show.
Fantastic show.
How many seasons did this actually run?
3. I think the first season's like 13. Then the Goliath, I think it might be 13, and season 2 is I think 52 episodes.
Seasons 52. Gosh. Ooh, one of those seasons.
52 season 2. Yeah.
All right, season 2 is the one to get through. 3 seasons for 4 years.
Still easier.
Okay. When you said there was only like 3, I was like, I remember it going on much longer than that. As there it is. There it is.
4 years. It was on 4 years. 52 episodes in season 2.
Got it.
Wow. That's going to be the bear to get through. Actually, I'll enjoy this just fine. Oh yeah, look at that, man. And it's so many. 50 episodes. Awesome. It looks like it ends with a whole multi-part one too. I'm in for more Gargoyles.
Yeah, me too.
Great. Yeah. It's a great show. Mm-hmm. Great show.
Yep. So if you didn't watch Gargoyles for this, I think we all say go give it a watch. It's on Disney Plus. If you got Disney Plus, it's not going to cost you anything. Just go watch some Gargoyles. Really good. Really good time. And then if you start to enjoy the Gargoyles, check out the upcoming statues from PCS. We have Goliath and Lexington, and then Broadway and Bronx are all up for pre-order, with Hudson and Brooklyn coming soon, hopefully, according at least to the image on Goliath.
Got it.
That would be a disappointment to not have. It would not be a complete castle top.
Yeah. I did not even realize that they were doing the whole castle top connect all of those pieces until
PCS is wily. That's how they get you, Rob. They make sure all this stuff.
Yeah, they're like, it's not going to look complete unless you have all of them.
You can't get just these 2 Street Fighter guys. You got to get all 40 other ones.
All of them.
And Shannon, I do as well. I've always intended on opening them up. I just have not opened up.
Do you know how long it took me to open the Muppet figures back there? They were in boxes for almost 20 years.
Free your Gargoyles, Justin.
And I was like, that's enough of this. And I ripped them open, and they have their shelf.
I know.
Before we go, who's everyone's favorite Gargoyle?
Goliath.
Yeah.
Hudson. I like Hudson.
I feel that I'm going to grow to love Hudson, but here's the thing. You have such a strong presence, and it's like Keith David has like the perfect freaking voice for the role.
The only thing with Goliath, I love Goliath, but he is a little extra. Like I noticed during this, he's a little extra.
Oh!
But that's okay.
He definitely had some fun with that role.
Yes. I adore him, but watching this one, I'm like, it's a little bit of a drama queen, but that's okay. Like that's all right.
My problem, and it happens to me with video games too, I fall in love with characters because of the voice acting. It's happened to me in 2 Dragon Age games. I'm like, okay, where you want to go?
I'll do all your side quests.
Yeah.
But I love Goliath. Second favorite would have to be Lexington, and then I would go to Bronx because I do love Bronx.
Wow,
so those would be my top 3.
Boy's not even making that, Mike. So is that yours? There? Are you?
Sure, Bronx. Bronx is the best.
Bronx. Yeah, I love Bronx.
The dog.
Certainly not going to be Brooklyn. Ugh.
I like the biggest one, the smallest one, and the dog.
Give me that cranky old man who always has a sword with him.
I do love it. They're all great. Like they're such great characters.
You know
Each
who
one
I hate? Demona.
Oh yeah. Don't.
Have you guys also instantly makes her a villainess?
Have you guys ever seen the Demona cosplay? There's been several of them over the years, but there's one specific girl that I saw at Comic-Con once who did the most incredible Demona cosplay. Like she's got the feet and everything. I don't know how she did the feet, but the little tiptoe feet.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the way they walk.
I used to try to walk like that as a kid. I'd walk on my tiptoes to try to walk like a freaking yep, exactly. But the cosplay is amazing. She replicates the feet, so I'm guessing her whole foot is just laying flat, but then she built up, so it looks like she's tiptoeing. But it's an incredible cosplay. Like I remember seeing it in person, and I was just like, "Wow, it's a living gargoyle." Probably not.
She built it in 10 minutes with a bunch of aluminum foil.
But you never know.
So. How much tape was involved? I only recognize cosplay if it contains aluminum foil and tape.
Oh man, Hetzi, if you look up Demona cosplay, you'll see a few different ones. You'll see a few different ones, but there's one that stands out above the rest, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
Literally, because she's on her tippy toes.
Yeah, and it makes super cool.
That is cool. Like I said, I really enjoyed this. I'm sure this is going to be an expensive rewatch because I'm going to end up having to go track down figures. And...
Yeah, I need to finish collecting these guys. I've got a couple
I
need to grab.
I have everyone but Brooklyn.
Everyone but which one?
You've even left Brooklyn out.
I didn't buy Brooklyn.
Oh, you don't have Brooklyn.
It's like the hate is so real.
I have Brooklyn.
Actually, I did pre-order Brooklyn from that place Alex kept sending us to, Rob, and I never got Brooklyn.
Yeah. Was that their MO?
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks for that.
Spared me a Brooklyn, I guess.
Oh God.
I have to check out which ones I'm missing. I'm only missing a couple of them, but I need to grab them.
I'm gonna sue you. My money back.
Oh, they're long gone. They are long gone.
They are gone. They are gone.
Page doesn't even exist anymore. They are long gone.
Disappeared.
Give me back my Brooklyn.
My Brooklyn.
You can keep them. You can keep them. I don't care.
At least you tried to get them there, and you're like, oh. That fell through. I'm not going to pursue any other.
Oh well. How funny.
It was clearly not meant to be. I'm already like $30 in the hole on Brooklyn. I'm not going anywhere.
I love your disdain for Brooklyn. Like it's so intense. Like you're
him.
like
he's horrible.
He reminds me of like a pterodactyl. That's why I like his design. Like I like his design. Like
he's the only one with that head structure, though.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, he's got that beak and horns. And...
I love that Mike like just hates he hates him because
I don't care for him.
That's funny.
For all we know, that could be like a birth defect, and you're just like, man, he sucks.
Oh well. Sucks to be you.
Turns out when the eggs aren't kept at the right temperature, sometimes their faces turn into
you grow a beak.
You grow a
like
beak.
a bird. Maybe that's why I like him. He looks like a freaking bird. I'm like, oh, it's a chicken dinosaur. I like him.
He does.
With horns.
Well, I think that's all we have for Gargoyles today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for watching that. I'll remind everyone once again, there is still time to register for next week's Sideshow Summer Blockbuster. Starting on Wednesday, going through Friday, side.show/blockbuster. As the asset says, we'll have live streams, giveaways, and exclusives. Exclusive what's, you may be asking? I don't know. Just exclusives.
We'll be exclusively there.
Yeah, there you go. Exclusive.
Nailed it. The exclusive will be Sideshow Cinema.
Where we will be watching.
I'm really excited about that, actually.
Well, I can't click on anything. I'm apparently totally locked out. But we're watching Jurassic Park. That segue would have been killer had I actually hit the post, but I can't change any of these overlays anymore. Sideshow Con is happening July 14th through the 18th. Register now at side.show/con. Con! Get your Sideshow rewards. And join us July 14th through the 18th. Can I click it now? There we go. Next week, we'll be watching Jurassic Park. just wouldn't let me pull that one up for some reason. Watching Jurassic Park for part of the summer blockbuster event on Thursday, so give that a watch if you'd like to discuss Jurassic Park and refresh it in your mind. Plus, you get to watch a guy die in a toilet. Not every movie gives you that.
Yeah.
That's right on the toilet. Right on the toilet.
The only thing that bothers me about that whole movie is the goat. Eat all the people you want. I'm like, poor goat.
That's how I always feel in movies. I'm like, kill all the people, but leave the animals alone. That's too far.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the circle
like
of
you
life.
need to chain it up. If the thing wants it, it's going to be able to get it.
Circle of life, and it moves us all. Check out our daily deals refreshed every day at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon p.m. Eastern. Side.show/daily deals. Sign up for our SMS alerts. Side.show/SMS for notifications, exclusive discounts, and subscriber-only giveaways. See, we specify.
Today should be a ding day for this.
The day you should be getting an SMS for your chance to enter to win a Hot Toys 6-scale Darth Nihilus, one of the most vicious and evil Sith Lords to ever exist. So that's cool. If you want bad guys, I really need to get him. I have to get that order in.
Sold.
Sold. Also, be sure to play Fody Phantoms every week. New challenges are updated that you can win Sideshow rewards on side.show/games. This week, score a minimum of 177, 100 screaming bats, 50 pumpkins, 25 horny eyes, and you don't have to do anything to the extra life cloud. Boom. That's all I got. That's it. We did it.
Nice.
We did Gargoyles.
Oh, it's Jaws Day. Go watch Jaws.
Go watch Jaws.
That's such a sick shirt. Great design.
I got this from Steph. Steph gave me this. This was a gift from Steph.
Aww.
It's very Keith Haring. I don't think it is Keith Haring, but it's clearly ripped off his stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that we have no Jaws stuff right now.
Yeah. That was going to be part of the original plan, was going to be to showcase some classic movie trailers, and I do have the Jaws trailer queued up. It is very grainy, but it was interesting to watch.
We can go out on the Jaws trailer. Let's watch it on the way out.
It's very grainy, and it's 3 minutes. It's 3.5 minutes long. It's a long one. Because I watched a bunch of them. I queued up Jaws, the original A New Hope trailer. The Raiders of the Lost Ark trailer, Ghostbusters, Terminator 2, and Jurassic Park.
It sounds like the Landscaper 6 saying it's time to end the show.
Oh, is that Landscaper? That sounded like
a motorcycle.
It sounded like a cow mooing to me, like one of those things you turn over and it's like.
Oh, I thought it was like Lexington on his new bike.
And it looks like the landscapers are telling us it's time to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Missy.
Thank you
for watching some Gargoyles. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
As Missy said, really scrubbed that Jason X out of my mind.
I'm good. It never happened. I didn't watch it again. It never happened. I'm in my glory.
Oh. Get ready for Last Ronin.
Boy, we got some Turtles stuff, some Turtles homework coming up soon. So yeah, grab a copy of The Last Ronin if you want to join us for that read. I think that's all the things we have. Join us next week for the summer blockbuster starting Wednesday. Some of these old trailers during that. Wow, they are going to town with that leaf. Thank you, everybody.
Like Bubba's outside.
Enjoy your weekend. We'll see everybody next week. Until next time, don't forget to let your leaf blower show. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.